YouTubers. This video is especially for Texas Country Homes. I don't know if I'm even saying his name right, but you guys will get the gist. This is my 3-speed transmission. It's not really together because I need to get new gears for it. You can see second gear's been destroyed. But I want to show you the difference in the gears. You see this gear? This is the one that goes in the bottom that the drive cups go on the bottom of the transmission. Way down in there. And luckily I have my truck apart still because I'm waiting for my gears to come so I can show you guys what the transmission looks like. So this is a 3-speed gear. You look how small and thin that is, right? Now I think Texas Country Homes, what he has, I think he has a mismatch of 2-speed and 3-speed gears in his transmission. Because he says when he puts the top of the cover on, the gears bind up. So you can see this is how my 2-speed goes, right? 3-speed is pretty much the same thing, just the gears down there are a little bit fatter. You can see I stripped first gear. So these gears are stripped, right? So we'll pull this out. Look how fat that gear is down there. That's a 2-speed, right? If you have a 3-speed, let me find my 3-speed here. I just put it. Hang on a second. If you try to shove a 3-speed into a 2-speed transmission, you're going to see that those gears are not going to mesh up too well. If I had a second gear on there, which mine's busted, but if I had a second gear on there, it would hit that gear and it would not be happy. So loosening it would allow it to work, but it's still not going to be right. Okay? So that doesn't belong in there. This is what, if you have a 3-speed, which I believe you do, this is what your gear down there should look like. It should be narrow like this. It shouldn't be fat like that. Okay? It should not be fat. If it's fat, then it's the wrong gear. I'm going to try to measure it and give you a measurement of what the thickness is. We got 3 millimeters. That's a thin gear. That gear down there, I don't know if I can get my tool down there to measure that. But I guarantee you that's like 6 millimeters. It's twice the thickness. So if you have a big fat gear down there, guy, then you got the wrong gear. They might have put the top part of the 3-speed in there, but they didn't change the bottom gear. Because you got to take the transmission out of the truck in order to change that gear. You got to take the transmission all the way out, and you got to split it in half. This is an old 2.5, Savage 25, transmission, and that doesn't have the top loader part. But even the top loader one, it's like this one, you got to split it in half to get that gear out of there. So that's the difference. So you can see that if you have that narrow gear, then you get the 3-speed all correct. But if you get that fat gear in there, then your transmission has a 2-speed lower gear. And your second gear is going to hit that, and it's not going to be happy. And I think that's what you got going on. I just happen to have my truck apart so I can show you a good view of it. Just by the way it happens, right? So, Texas Country Homes, if you have this narrow gear in there, then that's not the problem. But I get a feeling you have a big fat gear in there. It should be a narrow one like this. This is my 3-speed one. My truck has a 2-speed in it because I destroyed the 3-speed gears. That gear is made for this gear. You see how they line up? Now, a 3-speed will not line up on that. It just will not. I don't have a second gear on mine because it imploded, but I don't even have a bearing on it. But you can see that when it's in there, see how that lines up? I think second gear is going to hit that gear down there. Second gear would be bigger than this gear, so it would hit that. It would cause a lot of trouble. I think that's your problem, guy. Let me add this in there. This is the top of the 2-speed. where you have 2 gears. Top of the 3-speed will have 3 gears. And they are different. If you try to put that in there, I know I don't have a 3-speed in it, but if you put it in there, it's just not going to work. The gears are not going to be happy. So yeah, you'll see confident but humble. Peace.